It has autism-friendly recipes, and we are doing this series for the Help Kids Thrive. So, welcome everyone. How are you, Shamika?
I'm very well, Kamran. Thank you so much for inviting me. How are you?
I am very good, very good. So, how is everything going?
Everything is going well. As you introduced me, I would say a little bit more. So I'm a practicing nutritionist, practicing in the UK. I have clients from all over the world. I'm a nutritionist, a kinesiologist, and a therapist, and I do mindset training as well for law of attraction. And now I'm an author with my book called Picky Eaters, Healthy Diets.
Picky eaters, healthy diets. Very
Healthy
good, very
Diets.
good.
And it's a series of Help Kids Thrive series. And so this is the book. It's for Picky Eaters, Healthy Diets, and it helps is for Parents' Guide to Autism-Friendly Recipes, Better Gut Health, Stress-Free Meal Times, and Less Hyperactivity in Kids.
Okay,
And so, yeah, and so there are like 75 recipes in the book.
okay,
The book is divided into three different parts. But I explained all about this, and then I explained that some children, why they are picky eaters, and how their digestive system is changing their eating habit, or eating habit is changing their digestive system, vice versa, and in the same time, how all of these are connected with their um, their cognitive functions, their brain functions, and all of this. There is lunch and dinner. They feel helpless. They get stuck. That they feel like there's no help. Where shall I go? So if they read this book, there is I kind of wrote as much as I could in this. Sorry, what is showing? It's blurring. So yeah, as much as I could in within these 30,000 words, because there are certain things in Amazon that how many words we can put in one book and
okay.
all this. So that's why since this book is 30,000 words, and at the end of the day, at the end of the book, I have put like there are all the scientific evidences. It's 25 pages of references. So everything.
Amazing, amazing. It's a good a guidebook for everyone
Kind of
actually.
like.
It's a guidebook for the researchers as well because they will get a lot of references at the end of the book. And this is a really like a research work that you have done on the book. One thing I want to ask, like, what do you mean by picky eaters? Who is the picky eater? Is everyone is a picky eater? Like, I don't like certain kind of food. I don't. It's not like I don't want to eat some kind of food. Some kind of food like my children don't like to eat. So are they picky eaters as well?
Well, that's a very good question, Kamran. Is actually, yeah, we all think we are picky eaters, but we have food choices. So picky eating now becoming one of the biggest challenge for, say, doctors and medical people, because a lot of children, they are just not eating much food now. The difference between you, me, and other children having food choices, which yeah, I will eat this kind of food, I will not eat that kind of food. That comes with the say culture, religion, family food habit, a lot of things. But when I'm talking about children with picky eating, those children are extremely picky of the food they are taking. So some of the children, they only have two or three foods. That's kind of food they will eat. So if I'm talking for my son, Reese, when his issue started, he was diagnosed with autism. He was borderline of ADHD. He was diagnosed with learning disability. He had epilepsy. He was diagnosed with epilepsy. He was diagnosed with hay fever, nose bleeding, verbal tics, what else? And Tourette syndrome. So you can see how many list goes on and on and on. And these all were his health conditions. And it all started with picky eating. So he was diagnosed when he was 3 years old. And before he was diagnosed, say when his symptoms started when he was 2, the first thing I noticed that he stopped all kinds of food he used to eat. He stopped normal foods like rice, bread. He only started to eat fish fingers, chicken dippers, and then there's one types of biscuit, one brand biscuit, and then he had one brand of chocolate. So that was the four food he used to have. So most of these children, when we are saying picky eaters, they're compromised with their food habits severely. And if they don't have those food, they would not eat any other food. And so sometimes day by day they even stop to eat those kind of food. So they're severely malnourished because a lot of this food doesn't have much nutrition, and they have severely they get very tired at school or sometimes very overwhelmed.